right, welcome back to the JagHawk Talk. We're here with Dr. Pruitt, and this is part 2 of the Getting to Know You episode. Dr. Pruitt, I just wanted to go back to when you were talking about Orbis and how you had the chance to meet with the principal of DMAC to talk about future things for Ankeny. Orbis actually had the opportunity, we all chose a project, and I personally did the enrollment one where we just came up with ideas on how we could increase enrollment at DMAC. Mm-hmm. Did you have any, did you talk anything about, enrollment?
No, absolutely. And so one of the things that that is available to us is a position called the CCTC. So it's a transition counselor from DMAC. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to identify our CCTC, but the person that fills this position would be directly involved in helping not only increase enrollment for DMAC, but more importantly, working with our high school students around identifying what that post-secondary plan looks like for them by the time they graduate. And so this transition counselor will be supporting both of our high schools and the students that may not necessarily be sure around what they want to do when they graduate from high school. So I'm really excited about us hiring our CCTC. And so if there's anyone out there that wants to work with high school students and that has an interest in helping our students think about the future and schools and careers, please apply for that position.
Oh, that reminds me. We're going to just put in the description below an email that you can contact, or a Google form. We haven't really decided yet. So that'll be in the description below if you have anything to say, any questions, anything you want to reach out about, that'll be there for you.
Getting back to the job description, what specifically would this job be? Would it be strictly interacting with high school students to get them where they needed to be?
So it was
clarification.
No, absolutely. It would be someone with counseling experience, and they would be interacting directly with students and the counselors at the high schools, in addition to the two principals at both of our high schools.
Right.
Okay.
There are so many students between the two high schools. Do you see this being like an individual conversation, or is this going to be like a group setting where they can just kind of give you the general knowledge?
Yeah, so I think we actually have the opportunity for the person who's selected to do both. And so I think that when we look at how we advertise and support FAFSA for our students, I think that that's a perfect opportunity to bring students from both campuses together in a group setting after school to talk about FAFSA, or to help them apply and submit their FAFSA application, or bringing kids together in a group to apply to colleges or to universities. Again, would be a really good opportunity to bring students together in a group. I think also individually, because our high schools are so close together, we would work out a schedule where this person would spend half their time during the week at Ankeny, the other half of the time at Centennial, and that would be an opportunity for the individual to go into classrooms, to have office hours, to meet with individual students, and to become part of the culture and climate at each school. And so every student should know who their transition counselor from DMAC is. That way that if they're not sure about what they want to do, or if they have an idea of what they want to do but think it's not possible, this person would be available to sit down with, talk through, financially how it's possible, logistically how it's possible, and then really support them around making that goal real for them.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I actually had a recent conversation about the FAFSA forms. is it true that DMAC has a person there that you can go to for advice about this already, to have you like help or to help you fill it out?
Absolutely. And so again, the benefit of having this transition counselor would be if any of our students have a desire to go to DMAC, our transition counselor would be able to put them in direct contact with the individual at DMAC to support them around their FAFSA. Or let's say that we have students that are interested in any of the programs that the college has. They would be able to put them in contact with that program director, coordinate visits for individual students or groups of students based off their interests. And so there's a lot of opportunity that I see for the person that becomes Ankeny's transition counselor.
This is so well thought through and planned. Like, what made you think of this?
So unfortunately, I can't take credit for it. This is President Denson's idea. He was able to receive funding from the state to fund 8 transition counselors across the metro. Okay. And so, and we're one of those 8. And so, all this credit goes to President Denson with regards to making this a possibility for districts like ours.
Wow, maybe we should bring President Denson on
Absolutely.
the show to further talk about this.
We need a little more influence for that.
Yeah, no. I think he would love to come out and talk with all of you about the benefits of having a transition counselor partner with our districts and DMAC.
Actually, getting back to kind of like how you got into college, was that ever an option? Did you ever have that type of option for someone to help you, transition through that time from when you started?
So this is why ensuring that every student has a post-secondary plan is really important to me. And so again, I was one of those students in school that was involved in a lot of activities. Unfortunately, I always didn't concentrate a lot on my grades, and so I was, I was able to get C's and B's. I could have been an A student, and so the counselors that I talked with weren't as helpful as they could have been, and so this is why it's really important to me. I didn't really realize that college was could be a destination for me until I actually went into the Marines. And so, many of the Marines that I worked with, my supervisors, talked to me about my goals, talked to me about some opportunities that were in the Marine Corps that ended up leading me to Purdue University and making that a reality. And so that's why I think that our, not only are our principals and teachers invaluable, but having really good counselors in Ankeny, and I know we do have really good counselors, is vital to our student success, because I'm sure there are a few students in our high schools that just aren't sure what they want to do when they graduate, and that's kind of scary when you have this goal of graduation, and then your friends and peers who know they want to go to college are doing that, but you're not really sure what you want to do.
Yeah, that can be intimidating sometimes. I mean, I've experienced it a little bit myself. I got a whole lot of opportunities to go a whole lot of places, but I don't know exactly where I want to start. So
right, and even for us going to college, like I plan on going to college, but I still have no idea what I want to do, and that's actually why I'm taking this class, is to get more exposure to the options I have. But other than that,
no, I think that what you're doing is what we want all of our kids to be exposed to, as far as just having an opportunity to work with different students with different interests, work with our business partners across Ankeny to get an idea of what your interests might be. And I think sometimes we put a lot of pressure on young adults, our 17, 18-year-olds to figure out exactly what you want to do by the time you graduate from high school. And as a parent of 5, I'm guilty of that. So I think that providing those experiences in middle school and high school through a program like Orbis can actually set our kids up for success thinking about what they might want to do to contribute to the community once they graduate.
And you just mentioned including businesses. Do you see a community, how do you see the community playing a part in this?
So through the Orbis program, I think they're already involved.
I would agree.
Yeah, and so I think that one of the things that I'm really proud of that we've done this year through our strategic planning process is not only did we involve our team members that are part of the school district, but we also were able to have our community involved also. So we had some our business partners, nonprofit partners. We had some of our state partners part of our core team. And so I think that it's my responsibility to figure out how, based off of interest, how we get our community involved and in what way to support. Again, the main thing is student success. And so that all points down to whatever partner we have, it has to be aligned with our strategic plan, and it has to benefit our students and our teachers and principals who are supporting our students.
Yeah, because this has a really big opportunity to become a very important part of like what Centennial and Ankeny does. So I just feel like, because I know us four, we're in Orbis, we experience this every day, but for like the people who aren't in Orbis, or for the people that aren't in high school yet, like it makes a lot of sense to want to be in classes with your friends, but when you take that step or you make that jump, it is totally worth it. Just getting yourself out there, pushing yourself out of your comfort zone little by little. It is a big opportunity, and you can just do anything you want, really.
No, I think that your experiences in Orbis really represent what happens when you leave high school. You're thrown into a situation either in college or in work, or at a community college, or in the military with people that you don't know, and your role and your goal is to accomplish something. And so I think that this kind of mirrors the experiences that actually help you be more productive on those teams that you work on when you leave high school.
Yeah, because I feel like Orbis and like other like college classes, you can like meet people that like you've never met before and like get those opportunities that you've never could have gotten.
No, absolutely. I just think, many of you are going to make decisions about, again, what college you go to, what university you go to. And so, in most cases, you're going to be around people that are different from you. And so Orbis provides that opportunity to work with people with different ideas, different values, different perspective about school, different perspective about work, different perspective about the role of education, and it actually helps to shape more of who you are to I think impact and influence how you choose to engage people in the future.
Yeah, that's honestly so important, because I feel like most of us growing up in Ankeny just kind of get told the same, okay, do well in school, go to college, get a job. And so it's actually vital to be exposed to all these different opportunities that you actually have compared to just going to college and getting a degree.
And I think that what I would want from students that do choose to go to college to have a variety of skills that allow them to be really successful. One of the things that we see from students, and this is nationally, and Ankeny's data kind of mirrors the national data. We have about 80% or so of our kids that from Ankeny that choose to go to college, but within 4 years, we have about 60% of them that actually graduate. And so I think that that 20% that choose to either leave school, we need to figure out how we can support them moving forward, and then how, as a district, we stay connected with our students that actually leave to ensure that they're successful and either persist through college, persist through DMAC, or persist through the whatever career or job they chose to go into when they leave the district.
Well, I think that's it for today. We appreciate your time again.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We want to thank you guys' support as well. This has been, kind of difficult getting this podcast up, but we're getting there. So,
You're doing a great job.
yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time on the Jaghawk Talk.